Hello everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to to XRP. Once again, thank you for your support. Okay, big of the CoinsKid crew. So I have converted some of my XRP, and not a lot of people want to hear that and are really angry with me and things like that. But all I'm trying to do in this space is make as much money as I can for myself and yourself. Okay, and this is what I do. If I spot opportunity, I would relay that to you. So I've converted some of my XRP into Fart Boy earlier in the week, and so far, you know, that position is up around about 400-500%. So it's doing really well. It was a really good decision to convert, you know, some of my XRP, not all of it. I see a lot of people out there converting all of it. Don't do that. I would not advise that, because obviously these meme coins are very volatile, and you know, I still expect a lot of volatility with Fart Boy going forward. So, you know, I will get a Fart Boy update out to you. I'm going to try and keep you updated on Fart Boy. A lot of progression in that particular chart so far, and the community is absolutely amazing. I'm really proud of Fart Boy. But anyway, this is XRP. So looking at XRP right now, we're trading at 232. Now we do have on the micro greed warning here on CoinsKid.com. This is the micro greed. Basically, it's a section on CoinsKid.com that I created for yourselves. It shows the micro setups, the sentiment of that particular coin on the micro. So micro is basically 1 hour, 2 hour, daily. You know, if you're looking for a trade on a daily time frame, if you're looking to get in and out, then you know your micro sentiment, your micro greed indicator here is really good for that. So we do have a buy warning kicking on XRP, and you can clearly see at the minute 1.5% up. It's really pulling back, isn't it, to that low that it wicked into on Monday morning. So again, you know, I'm looking at potential XRP's bottomed. I do actually think it's been an expanded flat correction since December. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you 3 charts why I'm really bullish on the macro here for XRP and obviously crypto. I don't necessarily think we've entered a bear market. There was one trigger warning in early November. I'll relay that to you. The retail top indicator in early November, I think it was the 12th of November, we got the trigger warning, and I did say to you, okay, we've got to be careful here, because this is a trigger warning to convert the Bitcoin into XRP, which I did at the time. It was amazing, but at this point I do expect us to come up and then have some kind of correction because of this particular indicator, because historically that's what we always do. So we've come up, we've gone sideways to Bitcoin, an expanded flat correction so far, and equally for XRP. So take a look at XRP right now. I'm going to zoom in on the charts and the lower time frames, but I actually think there's a couple of charts that I'm going to show you, 3 charts I'm going to show you today, that actually give us a broader picture of what is actually going on in the macro environment. So I do still remain bullish on XRP, and I do see a lot of people saying we're cooked, we're done, this is it, XRP's coming in, it's over, bear market and things like that. But obviously that can happen, but I just don't see it. Perhaps I'm being blind, I don't know. But at this point here, as we're coming up on the retail top, I did say to you I expect a correction. Go back to the videos. Okay, a lot of people saying I'm too bearish at that particular point, you know, it's going to the moon, going to Mars and things like that. But I did say to you, what comes up must come down. Looking at XRP on the weekly, again, you've got a bearish divergence just there, where you've got your high, a lower high, your high and your high. But if you take a look, you've got a bullish divergence where you've got a low and a lower low and a higher low. So that's basically a bullish divergence. So you've got the inverse. So providing we work on this right now, we could start to see some reversal pattern on this wick where XRP begins to flourish and puts up the next leg to the upside. Now, is there any evidence in any other charts that could lead us down that path? Let me show you 3 charts right now that could be giving us a clue that XRP is actually about to break out to the upside, okay? So looking at Bitcoin dominance, this is a very important chart. We've got 21 days, 15 hours left for the monthly close on that candle. So this candle will reveal a lot, in my opinion, because at the moment what we do see, and it's all about the close on the monthly time frame, we do see a bearish divergence here, okay, on the monthly dominance for Bitcoin dominance, which is a very important chart. At the moment as it is, that is actually, if you take a look, we've got lower highs in the RSI when we're really overbought up here, and we've got high highs in the monthly candle close. So we need to pay attention to this. We've got 21 days, 15 hours to go. That if this does print a bearish divergence, then basically we've seen a bear trap in a Bitcoin dominance, where people think, you know, Bitcoin's the thing and it's going to break out and go to $1 million. But actually, you know, the Bitcoin dominance is showing us something that potentially that dominance and the bearish divergence will kick in, and it will lead to a waterfall effect, okay, where this starts to come back down the stairs like this, where, you know, just like this drop here and this drop here in that previous cycle was your alt season. Okay, we've not necessarily seen it. If you look at this bottom down here in the Bitcoin dominance, it's just been trending up. We had that little blip just there where we saw a nice little move and a breakout in a lot of altcoins, and especially XRP. But since then we've sort of come up in a potential bear trap in altcoins, where we've got some kind of ABC coming back up, and we're creating a bearish divergence on the monthly. But we've got to be patient. We've got to keep an eye on the monthly close for the Bitcoin dominance. If we close out up here, then I think, okay, over the next couple of months we could begin to come down like this, where we trend below the 20-month EMA, and boom, there's your alt season. Really simple, okay? So we'll keep an eye on that. So the Bitcoin dominance is very important. What we've not seen in this particular cycle so far, which is what we always see to spell the end, is the loss of the monthly 20 EMA and a waterfall. Loss of the monthly 20 EMA and the waterfall, we almost hit just there, but we've got rejection, and boom, we've come back up the stairs. So the minute I think we start to close below the 20-month EMA in the Bitcoin dominance, an increased probability. Okay, so right now we're on the cusp of an alt season because of the clue in the Bitcoin dominance. So I'll relay that to you. I keep showing it every single day, but what we're looking for is a little trigger warning like we got there, a loss of the dominance, and then boom, you know, the next couple of months are going to be really, really fruitful there. And that's just confluence analysis. Okay, XRP is continuing here, and it's not necessarily into the bear market. So there's two other charts I want to show you right now that maybe confluence to the fact that XRP is actually macro bullish. Okay. So another key chart is the S&P 500 at the minute. We've come up, okay, we've got some kind of ascending triangle here on the S&P with the monthly 20 EMA, and you know, we're looking for a high close and just push through, and obviously we can see the continuation here on this ascending triangle, boom, 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 we start to break out. I think our next target is roughly up here, there's 6634, okay, on a 2 fib. Now these fibs are amazing, okay, so basically way back down here in January, this is a monthly time frame, in January of 2023, I flipped incredibly bullish on Bitcoin and equally XRP, and I was looking for all-time highs in both of those charts and equally this chart, because what I said to you is I think actually what we've been in here since I think late 2021 right there, I've actually been in a 5-wave A, B, C, D, E correction. This is breaking bull. This neckline breakout and this breakable up for 20-month EMA is a very, very bullish statement for risk, although obviously it doesn't feel like it. This right now is in a whopping uptrend, another impulsive move to at least the 1.618, but along the way we've been absolutely conforming to the fibs. Look at that correction there and equally rejection there. So the next level for me, if this continues out of this ascending triangle to the upside, is the 2 fib at 6634. So you know, if this does this, then equally it's going to scale down into the minnows of risk, which is basically Bitcoin and XRP. So this is a confluencing factor right now that this is not necessarily into the bear market, because the minute it does, obviously I think we've got confluence in the data point in the king of risk, which is S&P 500, that we are actually in macro bearish territory right now. So this is why I do, you know, always try and find confluence in my analysis that we are actually still bullish here for XRP, and we are just going for a correction, looking for that next impulsive move up. So the clue will be, if we start to see this thing break out, buy as much XRP as you can, possibly, okay? And again, nothing I say is financial advice, but you know, it just means that, okay, down the line, we've got another impulse here for XRP because this chart is bullish, really, really simple. So the minute this chart comes in for a correction, starts to roll under the 20-month EMA, which is this yellow line here, starts to have 2 closes below that, okay, we're out, okay? And at that point, project down, we look for lower lows on this, and you clearly see this bottomed in late November 2022, pretty much when, you know, Bitcoin did, and then it's been trending up ever since, and I expect that to happen again in time, okay? So I'm looking at this chart as a clue to the future of risk, basically, which is obviously XRP and Bitcoin. So going forward, I'd still think we're in well within the realms of a, you know, a massive impulse here because of this particular chart. It's not broke down yet. It's holding a 20-month EMA like an absolute boss. It's a parabolic growth stage here. You know, if this does start to come up and we see a major breakout to the 2 fib, then I do expect XRP and, you know, the minnows of risk, you've scaled down into your low caps, your fart boys, and, you know, your low caps, VeChain, Chainlink, Cardano, things like that. I do expect to take off in space, basically. But again, that's just a theory. Nothing I say is financial advice. But one thing we want to see, equally to the trend up in this particular chart, is a continuation of Bitcoin and a drop in that Bitcoin dominance, which is your alt season, which is this major breakout on the S&P 500. So at the minute, there's no bias here. The minute this chart is bearish, and it's telling us it's bearish, is your confirmation of a bear market, okay, going forward for risk. And at the minute, it's trending above a monthly 20 EMA, busting out the 1.618, conforming to the fibs like an absolute boss. And again, I did relay to you at the 2 fib, I expect a major crash and correction at that particular point for XRP in the future, and that could actually be the end of the bull market over the next few months. If this really does trend up like this, it could be the beginning of the end, okay, where we do enter a big macro correction. So stay tuned for that. The next target is 6634 on the S&P 500, super bull, unless we break down below the monthly 20 EMA, which is your thick yellow line, okay? Let me dive into the last chart, which is another clue to, you know, being macro bullish on risk. So the other chart I'm looking at is gold. At the moment, this is breaking bull. It's doing incredibly well. Got a lot of beautiful confluence on these fibs. You've got the 1 fib, which is previous all-time high. There's your bear market. A 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a final 5th wave territory, which is coming up in this chart, and possibly a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a final 5th wave, which is coming up here, okay, in this particular chart. So again, this is confidence my analysis that Bitcoin is still in the bull market, and providing this stays in the bull market and doesn't necessarily roll into a bear market or lose a monthly 20 EMA, we're still, you know, macro bullish here for Bitcoin, because, you know, this drawdown here was a major pullback pullback for Bitcoin. This drawdown here was a major pullback for Bitcoin as well. If you look at that February 2018, sorry, the start 2018 to the bottom, and late 2018 was a major pullback for Bitcoin. And then here as well, if you look in 2022, the whole year coming down in gold was obviously towards the end of the year right there was a drawdown in Bitcoin as well. Okay, so we don't quite see it yet. We've seen this beautiful impulse correction, impulse, and right now this is breaking bull and it's going vertical. If you take a look at some kind of parabolic growth curve here for this particular chart, but the minute this breaks down, yes, I think we've entered confidence in this particular chart, and we will see a bear market and a big drawdown in Bitcoin as we seen in this particular chart. Just don't quite see it yet. I actually think this is the bear market. This is an impulse ABC correction, impulse ABC zigzag correction, and right now this is your final impulse coming up, where it consists of 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, possible 4 into a final 5th wave coming up. So the 2 fib at roughly 3, 5, 2, 3. So as long as this remains and is in an uptrend and trends upwards, then I do expect Bitcoin to do exactly the same. But the minute it starts to roll over and prints multiple monthly candles below the 20-month EMA, then okay, we've got confidence we're entering some kind of bear market right there for Bitcoin. So far so good. Keep an eye on the monthly gold chart. Okay, it's trending above a 20-month EMA. Got beautiful confidence on a 1.618, back test the monthly 20, and right now you're breaking bull. It looks like it's looking for continuation over the next few months here, which is equally confidence to the fact that we should start to see risk Bitcoin go with that particular chart. Okay, so let me dive into the XRP chart right now and see what we can see. Okay, so looking at XRP on a weekly time frame at the moment, I think we've entered an expanded flat correction in December of last year, and then this is the A, this is the B, this is the C. It's called an expanded flat correction, and what I don't necessarily see is 5 waves to the upside. So if you've been on this channel for a very long time, you will know that whenever I see 5 waves to the upside, I'm bearish, and whenever I see 5 waves to the downside, I'm extremely bullish. Okay, and this is what we do on the channel. We counter the 5 waves. So technically here, what I think this is a bull trap. Okay, it's not your final 5th wave, it's a B wave high. So if we switch out to the daily time frame, I'll show you quickly. There's a lot of confluence at that particular level just there. We have actually entered a correction in crypto, not just for XRP, and I've shown you this. Okay, so basically what I'm looking at is the likes of Bitcoin and then obviously VeChain. What we're looking at this particular point in December, what happened? Bitcoin entered the A, the B, which is an expanded flat correction, basically making a high like XRP, and then VeChain, typical corrections are zigzags like this, A, B, C, with basically a lower high, and then the C wave is a drop, which loses that low. Expanded flats work in 2 ways. You've got an A B that makes a higher high, and then the high low, which is what I think Bitcoin's done right now, okay, which is basically here. And then what we have in XRP is the A, the expanded flat high, which is basically bull trap B, and then the lowest drop C. So there's 2 types of expanded flat corrections, a regular and regular. Okay, so basically what I think it is, all of this in crypto, with the confluence of many other factors and charts that I'm looking at, is simply a correction that we've entered in December after a beautiful impulse. Okay, so we've gone sideways in a range in a lot of charts, not necessarily lost any structure to call for a bear market right now in either of those charts, and then boom, we should begin to turn around in all of the charts and come up over the next few months because of the confluence in the Bitcoin dominance, and obviously S&P 500 being incredibly bullish, and obviously gold as well, which I'm showing you. So I'm looking at a potential scenario that we will come up over the next few months here, and it's going to be a very fruitful time. But what happens there? Okay, what happens? So there's a couple of accounts that I've got, and I'll go through this with you. Primarily, my primary account for XRP is really simple. On the weekly time frame, for those people that have been paying attention for a very long time, I actually think we began a massive move here in January of 2023 with the S&P 500 breaking out. I do relay to you at that time what we've got in this particular chart is a 5-wave counter. So for those people paying attention, we see 5 waves down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bullish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bearish. Okay, this is why as this started to come up, I said to you, we've got to really think about a position here in crypto, especially XRP, because we're seeing 5 waves. This increases the probability of a bigger macro correction. What I think this is right now, that is not your final 5th wave. I think the final 5th wave is actually missing because of the confluence in other charts that I've shown you. I think we've entered an expanded flat correction here for XRP, and what we've done, we've found support on the 20, and right now we're gearing up for the final 5th wave over the next few months. Okay, so this is where I think we are. We've come up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is just the 3rd wave. Okay, so I hope you're staying with me, because from this bottom, this will be a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5, which is the end of your impulse here for XRP. So with that would tie in with the fact, okay, we're looking at a final push up for Bitcoin this year, where it enters that bear market, and equally the insights as well. Like I've said to you, 3 years up, 1 year down, and we are in the 3rd year up on Bitcoin. This year we do enter a bear market for Bitcoin, okay, and with that, obviously, I don't think XRP is exempt from that. So what I'm looking at is the confidence in the S&P 500, gold, the Bitcoin dominance. We've not necessarily entered that bear market, and a lot of people think we have, okay. So again, I'm just relaying the data to you that I actually think that XRP is incredibly bullish going forward, but I do think at this point in the market there are opportunities in other things other than XRP, because if anyone paying attention, we're buying that blood there, like I said to you, 1 2 3 4 5 counter, beautiful, 1 2 3 4 5 counter, beautiful, okay. So again, just pay attention. In time we'll see 5 waves and we'll jump in, but at the minute from here, I think that, you know, you're coming up, okay, as you come up in the 3rd wave, which is I think what this is, you go sideways in a 4 and then you have a final 5th wave coming up. So my primary at the moment is 1 2 3 4 5, go sideways, bear market started, but no it's not, and then boom, we broke out in a final 5th wave. And from this low here, 1 2 3 4 5, that's where, okay, we become macro bearish on XRP, okay, just like this cycle here. You got a 1 2 3 4 5 macro bearish for the big bear market, which is basically a 97% drawdown. So where could we go to? Really simple, okay, let's drop the fibs on to give us targets. So I don't necessarily think we'll get to that $27 target in this cycle. I could be completely wrong, but from the bear market bottom of 2018 to that low here, 2020, sorry, I'm looking at a 1.2 fib, a minimal target. We may go beyond it to the 1414. It's different on a lot of charts, but this is my primary expectation. If we can start to see this breakout in this 3rd wave, so 1 2 3 4 5, that's your 3rd wave, which takes out all the resistance of the highs, consolidate on the previous all-time high and go again, I think we could get to these levels of potential scenario, looking at like $9 and $15 as a potential scenario, okay. So I wish you utmost luck with that, but from here, possibly some kind of ABC, 1 2 3 4 5 setup, and you know, we enter the bear market this year right on cue with a 5 waves up from January of 2023. 1 2 3 4 5 bear market, ABC correction coming back down, and in the next cycle we could actually get to that $27 target that I've had for a very long time. There remains, providing this low, the March bear market low, holds. I wish you utmost luck going forward with that. Let's dive into the micro time frame going forward for XRP to see if we can spot any trades today, okay. So there's a potential long opportunity on XRP at the moment. We need to see a bullish divergence. At the moment we have got a mild bullish divergence. We've got a low there and a lower low on the 4-hourly time frame. Remember, 4 hours is a very important time frame. We do see, for the first time in all this pullback, we do actually see a bullish divergence there. It's a very mild one, just there where you've got lower lows in the index and then you've got high lows in the RSI. So this may lead to a breakout to the upside, okay. So I'll be looking to long XRP and put my stop loss on that pivot low on Blowfin. The link's in the video description right there, and then just ride this up. I think the increased probability of that long playing out is if you start to see this neckline break, okay, and this is something you can clearly see there's some kind of little channel here that we're respecting coming down the stairs. So you've come up, channeling back like this, okay, overlapping corrective waves, and right now you look like you might be about to break out here. If it starts to come up the stairs, I would expect a minimal retracement and a long opportunity into that God candle back test, which is basically this level of support just there that you've not back tested resistance on the way down, okay. So if you take a look, this is where you rallied into, this God candle back test just there, you rallied into it, got rejected, looking for this ILO structure, which is possibly some kind of Adam and Eve bottom here, like this, okay, comes up into this leg of resistance, then rejects again and does something like that before obviously a bigger flash crash to confirm the bottom, and then boom, you're out of there. So that's my primary at the moment. At the minute I think there's a long opportunity here for XRP, and again, this is why you always apply stop loss. So go long on Blowfin, the link's in the video description. Don't go on your life saving, just a little micro long today. Put your stop loss on the pivot low and then just ride this up into the God candle back test at roughly $2.96. It's a nice little trade here, very minimal risk trade with a minimal risk stop loss, and this is what I try and do on the channel, okay. Roughly 23%. That would be absolutely amazing. So this is what I'm looking at. Possibly impulsive, corrective, impulsive, corrective, impulsive, then a flash crash back down, which is a wave 2. Confirm this bottom of support. We'll build a massive long position with a stop on that pivot low, and then boom, ride this thing back up, and that's your breakout. That's your 1 into your 2 into your vertical 3, which continues to show here for XRP. So that's my primary at the moment, that we have bottomed in 5 waves off this high here. 1 2 3 4 waterfall 3, selling climax. Really oversold down there, okay, on the 4-hourly time frame, which is pretty much where we bottomed, I think, in July. Look at that. So if I drop a horizontal line in, that was your selling climax in July, and then we've seen a nice little move back up, okay, then a retracement, got our bags filled, beautiful stop loss on the pivot low, and then we rode that bad boy back out, okay. So this is what I'm looking at for XRP. Just got to be patient there to build the big long position, but today a little micro position up into this God candle back test, roughly $1 at $2.96 where I look to TP. So hopefully by the time I come back to this video tomorrow, we've seen something like this for XRP where we're doing trending up into this god candle back test, get rejected, come back and then break out again, and then come back in a bigger flash crash, and then we've got some kind of big and macro reversal pattern here off this selling climax on a 20-week EMA. I wish you most luck with that. But if you are looking to leverage long, obviously don't go with your life savings, don't be a degen, you know, don't over leverage as well. But there might be a nice little long up today on XRP going forward on Blowfin. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay up, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care everyone. Back to a new update on XRP. Bye bye.